Hi everybody. As you can see here, we have another book to go through, another flip through the book. It's the High Elves. Warhammer Armies. This would be the fourth edition book. You can see the front cover here. And we got the back cover, nice and bright yellow. One of these armies, I do have some left of my High Elf army. I sold a bunch of them off years ago. About 10 years ago, I started cleaning out stuff, and this is one of them that started getting cleaned out, but I still got a bunch of it left. But let's just go through the book. Alright, here we got the front section here. A little preview of what you could go through when you have a High Elf army, what it's going to be looking like. I see this came out in, was it 94? 93. Came out in 93. This is when we really were kicking off our Warhammer Fantasy games at the shop. And a nice little picture here. Table of contents. A little bit of fluff for all you fluff types out there that like this. Yeah, it was a nice little army. Got a bunch of games in with it. It was one of the... I liked the army, but I was always seemed to be more drawn to my undead and chaos stuff. And my empire and dwarves. Elves were fun though. Alright, here we have realms. Thing you see right here. That was where the dark elves came flying across. And then down here you can see the, like right there is where they're at. This is like North America. This is Africa, Europe. I always say that the realm here is like, this world's in the eye of terror. We're in the middle of the chaos realm. This is just a reflection of the reality. Really different, and these guys are actually just Eldar that get stranded on this world. Your kingdoms. Chronicles of the Phoenix Kings. That's a pretty cool picture. Yeah, your dragon rider. The first time it really started, when it came out with the first box set with all the plastic High Elves in it, that was pretty cool. That was kind of in a moment where you're looking at it and go, you know, my friends and I opened it up and looked at it and go, hey, this is cool. We're actually getting plastic miniatures to play with. You didn't have to assemble anything. Little dwarf there. Dwarf warrior. There's all more fluff. Even more fluff. And History Day. There's the fluff. What we got? Going through High Elf Tactics. There we go. I remember sitting there going down and make a photocopy of this and then taking felt pens and coloring all that in so I could have banners for my army. War Griffin and High Elf. It's like when I started seeing this kind of stuff, I was like, man, I need to learn how to paint like that. And that's where I really started trying to figure out how to do this kind of stuff when it comes to painting. You know, what I had to do to get the job done. Instead of just slapping stuff on. and it was like about 92 to 94 is when I really started progressing pretty good when it comes to painting. Like knuckle down and figure it out. Yeah, our High Elves. Silver Homes. Battle of Red Axe Pass. It'd be orcs versus goblins. Basically, this is like your starter stuff. You know, this was kind of like what you had. You had some archers, you had some spearmen in the box set. Same over here with the goblins and everything. And you know, you're basically filling things out, just taking what came in the box set and then expanding it. Like I remember seeing this one here. Kept thinking about Burnside trying to cross the river at the stone bridge. That's what always comes to mind when I see this bridge right here. How many guys out there? Hey, Elf Army. I know that Palmer has a big, giant High Elf Army. He doesn't show it off, but he does have one. He sent me pictures of it. And he says he wants to, the long-term project he wants to start working on sometime, start painting. Alright, and we got the High Elf, bolt throwers, repeated bolt throwers. Yeah, it's very similar to the Dark Elf one, just slightly different. Alright, now we get into the list of all the goodies they start. Like when you look at this book, you're always going, oh man, what units do I need to, you know, start purchasing? And at the time, back then, this is when you didn't have a lot of money. And even today, you know, people look at the amount of money it takes to start playing anything that has to deal with Games Workshop. You always look at it, scrape away the pennies and dimes and nickels and figure out how much you can afford. You know, it was the same way back then. It was still expensive then. But you think about it in terms today, it's like a blister, you know, about $5-6 for a blister of 2 to 3 miniatures. And you know, in today's money, it's still a lot of money. Yeah, adjust it for inflation. Alright, here we start getting into the meat and potatoes of this book. We got typically you're going to be picking up a general, some type of general. Either, you know, it's going to be a little hefty price tag to go with it, but usually had a general with a battle standard bearer. So we had a BSB here, and you start tossing off all the equipment, then it really starts adding up in the price tag. You always want to have a heroes and some champions. Typically, you put a champion in every unit. You know, that's so when somebody else comes near you, your champion can always jump out and take care of business for you. Kind of protecting the warriors from all of the guys that are showing up. It is called Hero Hammer for a reason. Wizards. Now, when it comes to, it's like typically, you know, you're going to have some type of unit of mounted unit when you got your High Elves. But your Dragon Princes are the ones that were really expensive. I never did really pick up I didn't pick up any Dragon Princes because the unit box sets were pretty expensive. I rather had to spend it on rank and file and some hero types. I do have a nice size unit of Sword Masters of Hoeth. I'll throw those guys out there. And the White Lions. You got your Spearmen, typically, the guys, these two units right here, your Archers and your Spearmen, typically were your largest piece of my army. It's like these two right here, and then along with some Sword Masters. With a handful of Reavers. And, always wanted to have your mandatory, you want to have a few bolt throwers thrown in the system, because those repeating bolt throwers worked really good at knocking down some, the big beasties that were coming your direction. Because if the archers couldn't do it at a distance, it was always the war machines. Alright, so the monster list, typically you're going to see maybe some type of dragon. You have your eagles, chimeras, frickin' frack. Yes, those two find themselves into every army list. Your cockatrice, griffin, hippogriffs, manticores, pegasi, and unicorns. But typically I always like the chimeras for what they could bring to the table. Yeah, a lot of guys, when we play, it's like, oh, here they come again. Like some colorful metaphors. Like, yes, you and your dang bleep, bleep, bleep chimeras. And then we had our character types. Tyrion and Teclis. Those two. 2 peas in a pod. And we had a magic. And it's like one of the things you have is a card that you can stand-up card that came in the box set that you use to represent these two guys right here. Story. Like if you took all the fluff out of this book, it'd just be a few pages. Basically, get that. It's like from about here to here. Yeah. So basically, that right there is your really the important stuff of this book. The rest is just fluff. But it's for the fluff bunnies. Individuals that like that kind of stuff. Okay, here's your advertisement for, yes, if you want some units here, purchase these. And it's like a lot of advertising. You don't see that anymore, but I filled up everything you want to buy for your army. The whole picture. The battle. The end. That's the book. Not much. It's not bad. We had some good memories using this book. Running around with my High Elf army. Most of the time it was not well painted, but that's the nature at the time. You just want to put something on the table. So hope you guys liked the little flip through for the High Elf Warhammer Armies book from 1993. So this thing's 27 years old. Wow, it's been a while. So back then I was in my 20s when this book came out. And having fun. Alright. So like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Hellcracks out.